Hooray, Melissa. Okay. Hello, Ranana. Sorry. Bad traffic.
A lot of traffic.
Oh, accident, sorry. Okay. So yes, I have to wear glasses. I am so sorry about that. I've been thinking about this day for a long, long time. For over 11 years, if the truth be told. I've been thinking about it since that fateful day in early June 2002, when in a hotel conference room in Nanning, China, an anonymous Chinese official put a beautiful baby girl in my arms, and someone said, "Congratulations, you are a mother." This beautiful baby girl now stands before us, a beautiful young woman, and this long-awaited day has arrived. In the summer of 2002, we had a welcome party for baby Melissa at the JCC of Manhattan, where I spoke at length about Melissa's story. I would like to read part of what I said that day to you now. There are only 4 people other than me in this room who were there that day. Melissa and my nephew Evan, who are both too young to remember what was said, my dad and my sister. So I'm sorry, Daddy and Julie, if this is repetitive, but I would like to share these words with everyone else here today. Quote, "This is Melissa's story. Melissa was born on September 10th, 2001 in Guangxi province in southern China. We do not know exactly where or what time Melissa was born. We do not know her birth parents or her family or anything of her background. She was abandoned and found the next day by a stranger at the road intersection by the Xinxi River in the town of Hepu. Melissa was taken to the orphanage there, where she spent the first 8.5 months of her life with approximately 30 other baby girls. The people at the orphanage named her Xin Ping. Xin, a prestigious last name shared by all the girls in the Hepu orphanage. Li, her middle name, meaning Jasmine, and also shared by all the Hepu orphanage girls. Ping, her first name, a type of Chinese wildflower. Xin Ping was chosen as my daughter by the Chinese authorities, but really she was chosen by God to be Melissa Ann Leibowitz, Nechama Rachel. What I've just told you is not really all of Melissa's story. These are the facts of the beginning of her life. The most important part of her story is the part that is most obvious to everyone who meets her. She is a beautiful, wonderful, joyful, smart, strong, and funny girl. She is curious and energetic and is happy all day and night. She loves Barney, well, she was very young, and her cousins, and ice cream, and riding in her stroller, and her little toy fish. She is the most special child, one who was destined for a special life, and that is why God chose her for us. I picked Melissa as her English name for the best reason. I simply liked it. It is classic and will never go out of style. Her middle name, Anne, is after her great-grandmother, my mother's mother, Anna Cohn-Mausner. Her Hebrew name, Nechama Rachel, is also after Anna, who was Nechama, and her middle name is for her other great-grandmother, my father's mother, Ray Cohn-Leibowitz, who was Rachel. I would like to speak a moment about both Anna and Ray and why I named my daughter after these 2 important women in my life. Both Anna and Ray, like Melissa, were born outside of the United States and immigrated to the US. Anna when she was a young girl and Ray when she was a bit older. Both were strong women who worked side by side with their husbands in their stores in Brooklyn for dozens of years. They were dedicated to their families and their children and grandchildren. They were immigrant women who thrived in America, just as I know Melissa will. Unfortunately, Ray passed away when I was only 7 years old, and I have few memories of her, other than pictures and what my parents have told me. I understand that Ray was a modest woman who deeply loved her 2 sons and devoted herself to giving them all she could. Anna played more of a role in my life. She bought me my first real jewelry, a birthstone ring, and a gold charm bracelet. She was an excellent businesswoman as well as an outstanding knitter. They both would have loved Melissa if they had the opportunity to know her, and I truly believe they are looking down from heaven right now and will be watching and protecting her every day of her life. Just coincidentally, Nechama Leibovich, Melissa's name, is very close to the name of an extremely renowned and brilliant biblical scholar named Nechama Leibovich. It is highly unlikely that our families are related, although it would be nice. It does, however, give me great pride that Melissa has the same name as a woman extolled for her wisdom and scholarship, especially in a field so dominated by men. Nechama in Hebrew means consolation. Melissa has arrived just in time to console me and all of us. There was incredible irony in the fact that Melissa was found on September 11th. At approximately the same time, many of us were going through one of the most difficult days of our lives. As I stood on the street in front of the Supreme Court building downtown and watched the First World Trade Tower collapse before my very eyes, I wondered how we would ever be right again. How could we go on? How could we ever move past the death and destruction? Little did I know that my baby, a whole world away, was facing her own life and death struggle. Melissa could have given up, and who could have blamed her? 1 day old, alone in the world, left to face an unknown future. It would probably have been easy to give up, but she chose life, and through her example, we choose life. As it says in the Torah at the end of Parsha Nitzavim, which we will read this Shabbat, "Hachayim v'hamavet natati lefanecha, havracha v'haklala, v'vacharta b'chayim leman techiyeh ata v'zarecha." I have placed life and death before you, blessing and curse, and you shall choose life so that you will live, you and your offspring. No matter what, we choose to go on, to live and love and celebrate. And Melissa Ann Nechama Rachel has arrived to console us and show us through her ever-smiling face that this is how it should be and how it must be. So, flash forward, and now here we are in Jerusalem, 11 years later, in August 2013. How far we have come, 6,000 miles, a new home, a new life. In many ways, Melissa remains the same person that she was back then. Beautiful, wonderful, joyful, smart, strong and funny, curious, energetic, and happy pretty much all day and night, except when she has a lot of homework to do. Instead of Barney, now she loves her iPod Touch, but she is at her core the same special person. I have many wonderful and funny stories about Melissa through the years, but of course she has strictly forbidden me to tell them. However, there is one story I'm going to tell because it illustrates Melissa's incredible bravery, which is not an obvious characteristic of hers until you get to know her well. When we moved here, Melissa was going into 4th grade. She was registered for Ephrata, a place where she had never been and where she knew no one. And of course, she did not really speak Hebrew. She could have gone to the Old Pond School, but we felt starting Ephrata right away was the best decision, and so on that very first day of school, we all walked her there to her classroom. It was loud and crowded and busy, your typical zoo-like first day of the school year at Ephrata. Melissa had her school t-shirt, her books and supplies, lunch and snack, and as she approached her classroom door, she turned to us and said, "You can go now." Inside, my brain was screaming, "What do you mean we can go now? And leave you here where you don't know anyone and don't speak the language? What, are you kidding? I'm not leaving you here alone." But my lips said, "Okay, have a great day. We'll meet you at the gate outside when school is over." And not yet 9-year-old Melissa, knowing no one nor the language, walked into class. I was blown away by her bravery. I'm not sure I could have done the same. And she then proceeded to have 3 very successful years at Ephrata, a tu'udah that any student would envy, great friends, and a long list of teachers who have grown to admire her focus and fortitude. Melissa, I know these same qualities will serve you well in life as you start on the road to your adulthood, beginning today, your 12th birthday on the Hebrew calendar. In particular, your bat mitzvah is not just the beginning of adulthood in general, but more specifically, the beginning of your Jewish adulthood. Our family's commitment to our Jewish heritage and observance is the major foundation of our beliefs and lifestyle. You have always embraced our tradition with enthusiasm and joy. As you've grown, you have become more knowledgeable in various subjects, such as Chumash, Navi, Dinim, Mishnah, and Talmud. But the true essence of Judaism is how what you learn ultimately impacts your heart and the way you live your life. My prayer for you is that your belief in God and His commandments and the support of a loving Jewish family and community will be a source of strength and comfort for you all the years of your life. We will read this Shabbat in Parshat Vayelach, the words with which Moshe instructs Am Yisrael as they get ready to enter Eretz Yisrael after their wanderings in the desert. Hisku v'imtzu, al tir'u v'al tartzu mipnehem, ki Adonai Elohecha hu ha'olechem amach, lo yarcha lo yazvecha. Be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be dismayed of them, for the Lord your God, He is the one who goes with you. He will neither fail you nor forsake you. Melissa, today I say these same words to you. Be strong and be of good courage. God is with you and will always protect you as He has in the past. So I believe with all my heart that He will in the future. There is a song I listen to sometimes on my iPhone when I exercise that for me sums up one of the major lessons of life. It's just a regular old pop song, but there's something about the words and their meaning that I connect with very strongly. I am not so fond of the singer of this song. I am sure the younger people here will know who she is. Not exactly a great role model in my opinion, but despite that, here are some of the lyrics that I think are particularly relevant as you begin the next stage of your life. The song is called The Climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Yeah, just gotta keep going. And I gotta be strong, just keep on pushing on, because there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. Melissa, you are a unique child of the world. You were born in the East in China. You were raised in the West in the United States, and you are living and growing up in the Middle East in Israel. You contain in one beautiful package an extraordinary blend of characteristics and history of the entire world. My dear daughter, may your life be a wonderful adventure, and may you cherish both your successes and your challenges. May the climb be exhilarating and uplifting. I, your mother and #1 fan, can't wait to see how you grow and thrive in your next chapter in life. I am so proud of you and love you very much.